Okay, good morning everyone. First of all, it's my pleasure to be here today and it's great to see you all. My name is Khishigbat, but you can call me Kishi. I am the CEO of Monlogistics Holding Joint Stock Company. And as the name suggests, today we are going to talk about Mongolian logistics industry, something a little bit different. Okay, so I want to start off with one very interesting fact. Over the past 5 years, Mongolian logistics industry has grown at the fastest pace in the entire world. As you can see, Mongolia ranks #1 globally in growth. We have grown on average every year 29%. So the second comes UAE with a 13% average growth. Third comes India with 12.4% growth. So Mongolian logistics sector has been growing at a very rapid pace. Last year alone, we handled around 146 million tons of freight. So that number in 2021 was only 51 million. So you can see quite an impressive growth as an industry. So the next question is, where does this growth come from? So, firstly, of course, Mongolia is almost a mining country. Mining is so critical for our economy. Okay, first is the GDP per capita. We all know Mongolia is the non-manufacturing country. In fact, we ranked 121st out of 160 countries in global manufacturing ranking. We import 60% of our daily goods from around over 150 countries around the world. And as our economy grows, so does the GDP per capita. And here on the bottom, you can see on the chart, number of import correlation with the GDP per capita. So our import has grown in a great correlation with our GDP per capita. Second fact is mining. Mining represents 25% of our economy, and 92% of our total export is mining raw materials and goods. So, as you can see, over the past 20 years, our export has grown to more than 15 billion US dollars. And it's fair to say logistics has played a big role in the growth of our export segment. The third fact is that we all know Mongolia is located between Russia and China. We have many disadvantages in terms of our geographical location, one of them being that we are a landlocked country. However, we have some very unique advantages. That one is, on the south side of Mongolia, we have all the producing countries, and the north side of the Mongolia, we have all the consuming countries. So therefore, this creates a lot of demand for goods traffic across Mongolia. In the past 5 years, the trade between China and Russia has more than doubled in the past 5 years. And of that good traffic, 23% goes through Mongolia. So this is transit market, which has been very hot recently. So these are the main reasons behind the growth, and I want to say to you that we might be, this might not be the end, might only be the beginning of our growth story, because our government strategy is doubling down on transportation logistics, and we are planning some mega-scale projects in this industry. Over the past few years, government's main focus was obviously mining. But now, from this year, Mongolian government is focusing on transportation and energy. So on transportation, we have a mega-scale project, Hunnu Logistics City, which is around a logistics facility around Ulaanbaatar city, east-west railway vertical corridors, electric vehicle shift, and heavy-duty new roads, and also expanded border connectivity points. So here comes Monlogistics. We are the leading logistics company in Mongolia. Established in 2005, went IPO in 2023. We operate with the 8 subsidiary companies, and we handled around 125,000 containers last year. And on that chart, you can see our historical revenue numbers. We have been growing, and last year we did around 290 billion in revenue in Mongolian tugriks. That's around 550 million RMBs. So our growth since our inception was on average every year was around 33%. One of our company's unique aspects is that differentiates us from our competitors is that we compete in import, export, transit, and services, and also we have our own subsidiary companies in Russia and in Tianjin, China. So on import, we have 2 subsidiary companies. We have 1 subsidiary companies in each transit and export markets, and we have also a service company called Monlogistics Equipment. So our strategy moving forward is very much aligned with our government strategy. First one is transport efficiency. What here we are talking about is EV. Our Mongolian government has a very decisive action to shift towards EV. So we are moving towards EV, and we are preparing our capital to invest into this new, very exciting field. So here we are talking about EV stations, EV trucks, and solar power plants. Second, infrastructure. So as I told you earlier, with Mongolian government's new infrastructure strategy, we are also shifting our infrastructure capital deployment. So we are preparing Hunnu Logistics City Terminal, Zamingwu Dry Port Project, wagon fleet expansion, and warehouses across the city. And third is obviously digital. We have a AI-powered digital freight forwarding concept that is being developed as of today in Mongolia. So I want to expand a little bit on the EV transition. Here, this slide is straight out of our government's presentation. Our government has recently approved a resolution that's aimed towards reducing our import reliance on fossil fuel from Russia. Currently, we are importing 100% of our diesel and fuel from Russia, and government wants to reduce that dependency. So therefore, they have come up with 3 main strategies, one of which is shift towards electric vehicles. This is a map of Mongolia, and the pinpoints on this map shows the exact location of the charging stations. And all these charging stations will be accompanied with a small-scale solar power plants. As you can see, the green ones are 2 megawatt solar power plants, the black ones 5 megawatt, and the yellow pinpoints are 10 megawatt solar power plants. So Monlogistics want to enjoy early mover advantage in this field, so therefore we have to be aggressive in this field, and we have to bring in as many trucks as possible in the early stages of this move. So secondly, container yard. Here you can see a map of Ulaanbaatar city region. On the top there is this black area, gray area is Ulaanbaatar city. The black line is the existing railroad line. Over the past almost more than 70 years, all the cargo that's transiting our country and also coming to Ulaanbaatar has come into the city and was released from there. But that has created a lot of issue up until recently. And the main issue is traffic jam within the city. So therefore, our government has started building this new railroad line in the south of this bogged mountain, on the Green Mountain. And that railroad line is already 90% completed, and it will handle its first freight on September 1st of this year. So therefore, this is creating a big disruption within the railway infrastructure. So we have acquired 2 pieces of land along this road, and we are planning on building our own container CY and also our own fulfillment center warehouses. So with this many disruptions all at the same time, we need capital. So therefore, I'm inviting potential investors and potential lenders to join our journey of this great, exciting times in Mongolian logistics industry. So we are ready to offer both equity opportunity and also debt financing opportunity. So throughout today, our company will be ready to have a discussion, so for more details on it. This is it. Thank you very much.